Coronavirus is changing the world we live in. The Pi News is conducting a series of interviews with professionals in the international education industry to see how their organisations are being affected. In this episode, we look at how coronavirus is affecting agents, what problems they are currently facing, and if businesses are likely to shut down. We spoke with Lakshmi Iyer, Executive Director and Head of Education at Sanlam S4. Claudio Cesarano is CEO of Mediatouristic AG, an organisation that specialises in language travel. Julia Richter is Managing Director of German Agency Association, FDSV. Stuart Rennie is Managing Director of SJ Rennie Consulting, which specialises in the recruitment of international students. And Sanifa Qureshi is Vice President Global of M Square Media, a service company that provides agents management and student recruitment support to educational institutions. We spoke with them about how coronavirus is currently affecting the agent landscape and what the future may hold.
I think for most agents, this is a very difficult time because as in the case of universities, they suddenly have had to shift their face-to-face and in-person interaction to 100% virtual mode, and all of them have had to kind of move their staff to working from home.
It's actually quite scary how fast it all sort of came and how fast it already sort of has an impact on everything, on cash flows, on trust, and it's when it started, it was sort of it's an Italy thing, then it was sort of a Europe thing, and then it went really, really fast of being a disaster for the whole world when countries sort of started to close up, flights were not going anymore. So it was we were actually overwhelmed with the amount and the speed of how it was sort of impacting our business.
So the biggest challenges agents are having now is fixed costs that they have to operate on, the challenge of whether they will be able to recruit for the summer intakes, for the September intakes, and just the different financial scenario plannings that they're having to go through.
The main challenges at the moment for agents is really, surviving. There's no business or nearly no business coming in since a couple of weeks now. A lot of cancellations have been made for the past few weeks and also for the future weeks. So we can just, wait and see how things are going to develop, because at the moment you can't really, tell what's going on and when the restrictions are going to be, changed. So it really shows the next couple of days or 1 or 2 weeks how the situation, for example, in regards to summer will be developing.
Comes down to, you could almost compare it with the airlines, who have been through exactly the same thing. Do they just give their customers a refund? Do they give their customers a voucher? At the moment, I don't think it's come to that stage with students at the moment, but over the next few months, it's going to become a critical area, because these agents, some of them will have taken a deposit for the university, some of them might have charged for their services up front, if that's what their business model is. And there's definitely going to be a stage where parents and guardians maybe decide, do you know what, we're going to put things on hold, we're not going to travel overseas this year, and they will be asking for money back.
Application fee, which a student normally uses to apply for the offer letter, is non-refundable. The tuition deposits are also non-refundable by default unless the student gets a study permit, refusal. So what happens in most cases, and currently with the ongoing situation, the institutions are all deferring their upcoming intake, and they're trying to move everything towards September.
these are very, very difficult times, and if there is no intake whatsoever in, say in July, August, September, some agents will face really tough times.
I think in Switzerland it will be, it's not a matter of size, it's a matter of how you can manage through the crisis. Sometimes people that have a one-man or one-woman office with low overheads or no, headquarter costs, so they can maybe survive easier than a big company. I always think there is something positive in everything that happens, so I think, yes, I'm still sort of figuring out what it is, but I think what's positive about it is that it gives a push. It gives a push to make changes.
I think there will be more appreciation of working away from a real office kind of situation, better ways of kind of connecting with students, because from an agent's perspective, maintaining a front and a brick and mortar presence is very, very important. I think attuning yourself to that changed kind of reality, and that it is okay to be working like that, I think that would be a big mind shift that will happen across the world, across sectors, and in agency business, you would find that there will be more ways to kind of engage with students.